And okay, so that was the first foray into entrepreneurship. You're also, I guess, principal consultant, founder, professional speaker, podcast host for Angeza Consulting. Tell us about starting that up.
Yeah, it's so funny. I just had this conversation with my friend that I was telling her I'm embracing the art of doing nothing. And then I hear you tell me about all the things that I do, and I'm like, oh, wow. And she looked at me and was like, are you sure about that? Are you capable? It's so funny. I am very much a multi-passionate person, and I have multiple things that I love to do. And yeah, so the consulting company, like I said, it started when I did my MPH. It was something that I just was really interested in. I wanted to kind of test out different projects, different initiatives, different things, and just kind of wanted to start my entrepreneurial world in that way. And just naturally through that and through the other avenues that I've been, and especially on LinkedIn and posting there, I've fallen into a career as a speaker and a coach. And so I do speak with different associations, organizations, in different conferences and panels as well. And just bring that perspective that I have with them, and also just being here, and on this podcast as well. And that's really the journey of how I got into those aspects of my career and my journey as a public health professional.
And what sorts of consulting supports do you offer?
So I do a variety of consulting. So I definitely do risk management, as I mentioned, for organizations. I do public health project management or program management. I've done strategic change and change management and strategic planning, I should say, especially around when there's initiatives that have to do with leadership changes. And when leadership is doing a turnover, I've helped organizations understanding how to best support themselves through that transition. I have done a little bit of evaluation and more content expertise perspectives in providing an overdose perspective or a thought process. But a lot of what I do is really around programmatic changes, programmatic strategic planning, thinking through strategy and leadership coaching, leadership transitions, and risk management is definitely an area I'm super passionate about as well.
And you are also the founder and CEO at the Consulting Nest and the Transformational Program for Public Health Consultants. So tell us about the thought process of starting this business.
Yeah, so this is the culmination of everything that I do. And this is honestly, my third baby. And I'm so passionate about this. And this is what all my energy is going towards right now, is building the Consulting Nest and the transformative program. So what the Consulting Nest is it's a marketplace for public health professional consultants. So I want to connect consultants with organizations seeking this talent. The organization side, as I mentioned, is broad. So it's really anyone can connect with a public health consultant. And I want to highlight what public health consultants can do. And I also want to make it easier for people that want to provide their expertise, their knowledge, their experience as a consultant. And doing that through a marketplace. So if you think about an Airbnb model, and where you're connecting with people that own homes and you're someone that wants to rent a home, and that platform connects those two parties, that's exactly what I'm doing for public health consultants and organizations seeking public health consultants. So think of it as a job board, but for consulting projects. The consultants are vetted, they're seasoned, so that reduces liability. They do have to go through either the new program that I've developed or go through an assessment if they are an experienced consultant that has done this for a number of years. And I do support the public health consultants through mentorship, through coaching. There is a community aspect to it. They can support each other. Consultants can also subcontract and do joint proposal submissions on larger projects. The other thing that I'm really trying to move away from and support people to move away from through the Consulting Nest is move away from RFPs. So request for proposals is something that we still accept them through the marketplace, but I would eventually love to actually not have them at all, because it is a ton of work and it's a ton of free work. So it creates a lot of inequities and has a lot of discrimination truly embedded through it. Because if you are an individual person that works full time, but you want to pick up a part-time contract, you have the knowledge, the expertise, you probably don't have a large team of people to do a large, huge proposal. And also, there is the truth that organizations sometimes don't hire, they can't hire everyone submitting an RFP. They hire one person, but there's nothing to say they can't take your ideas and ask that person that they've hired to implement that perspective. And unfortunately, that is a way of stealing your ideas and not paying you. And that, again, is discrimination and inequity. And it limits people actually joining as public health consultants and sharing their expertise. So I want to create an equitable and fair playing field for people that want to be public health consultants through this marketplace, and supporting that and advocating for that across Canada, the US, and then eventually globally as well. And I beta tested this marketplace last year with a number of consultants, and the biggest feedback I got was there was a need for a program that took new consultants and really taught them the ropes, taught them how to set up as a consulting business, how to really learn about themselves, how to build a business, how to be a CEO of their business, how to do sales, marketing, content creation, personal branding, branding for their company, learn how to operate as a consultant. So how do you submit proposals? How do you engage in projects? How do you, gracefully accept a rejection so that you leave the door open for a potential opportunity next time? How do you actually work on a contract and then close it so that, again, the door is always open for you on other initiatives. And really, at the end of the day, it's all grounded in how to build your business around the life that you want to lead as a person, not getting caught up in the big shiny object syndrome, as I mentioned earlier, and getting very drilled down and focused on what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. And having someone in your corner to help you with learning all of that, but also on the business development side, because I do work closely with consultants to ask them who they want to work with, what ideal companies, organizations, people they want to connect with, and I help them make those connections through the consulting nest. And so it is a startup. It is something that's brand new. We're just enrolling our first cohort. We'll be doing another one in October. So if anyone's interested, they can always reach out or check out our website or find me on LinkedIn under Angeza Mohammed, and you can learn more about it. And I'm happy to have any conversations with anyone that's interested. But that's my huge passion project that I'm building right now, and that's where all my energy is going. And I really feel passionate about helping people realize that they have so much to give to the public health community and to public health globally and internationally. And just there's a lot of understanding that they're worthy to create the career that they want to career for themselves, whether that's in a job or as a consultant or however it may be, but you are worthy, and just learning about that is key.
And all those resources will be linked on the show notes page. So check that out if you're interested in any of that or joining the waitlist for the upcoming cohort. This is really awesome, and I think I'm glad that you're taking the culmination of your work and your consulting experience, and then like bringing about this idea, which I think can really support a lot of people, and to your point, create more equity for consultants in doing public health work. So that's awesome.